Got the Bronco II winched out of the hole that it was in, but I think it's hydro-locked, so I'm gonna back up this little trail here. And flip around, and we got the Yankum rope, some kinetic rope. I don't remember what brand this one is. We got it out, and they're hooking it up right now. And I'm gonna need 4-wheel drive to back it up this. They're hooking it up right now. I'm gonna drag it up this hill and then through a little bit of an obstacle. I don't think it'll be too bad. It's a manual, so it doesn't sound like the starter's engaging. So we're gonna try and bump start it. Give that a shot. And push comes to shove, we'll get to the asphalt. We'll go grab the Super Duty and throw it on PJ and get out of here in a bit. We got 5% window tint behind the driver's seat in this thing, which is awesome for not getting your shit stolen, but it sucks when you're backing up on a trail. And off the trail. Don't have a cameraman today, so makes it a little bit more difficult, but we're getting there. Video's probably crap. Alright. Alright, we got they're connecting the kinetic strap right now. We're gonna drag it up this little. We've got the spark plugs pulled over right now, so hopefully it'll shoot any water out. Put the spark plugs back in, bump start it, and drive it home. Looks good. Got a little driver. Yeah, there you go. That'll do. Alright, got it back to his house. Get on the trailer, get it off the trailer, and hopefully it'll live another day. Alright, headed home now. Give you guys a little recap while I'm driving. Got a call from a friend that they were out wheeling by themselves, and they were with a friend and his rig, and it got stuck. Went down a little bit of a mud hole, and then they couldn't get it started. So I went up there with the 4Runner and got it winched out of the hole, and it was down a little bit of a trail, so we flipped the 4Runner around, hooked up the kinetic rope, and pulled it up the trail, got it to the main road, but still couldn't get it started. He pulled the plugs, cranked it over, just wasn't turning over. He said he didn't think it really sucked in any water, and the plugs were dry, so the starter wasn't engaging properly either. So it could be something in the bell housing. He's going to dig into it at some point when he gets time to, I'm sure. But anyway, obviously it wasn't going to run. The brakes weren't working all that well, so called my fiance. She met us about halfway with the truck and trailer. She took the 4Runner back, and him and I went back up with the F350 and the PJ. Winched it onto the flat deck, loaded it up, strapped it down, about 40 minutes from his house. So dropped it off in his house, got it unloaded into his yard, and we're all done. We're headed home for the night. So not too bad. Pretty easy recovery, all said and done. Would have been nice to have a second person that could have followed us in the truck and trailer. I didn't know it wasn't running until I was about halfway up there. So it wasn't a big deal. There wasn't a whole lot of details. Since I was a friend, I just loaded up and headed out. He told me it was a Bronco, and for some reason in my head it was like 78 or 79. You know, one of the big full-size ones on like 40s or something. I don't know why I had that in my head, but when he sent me a picture of it with water going in like on the floorboards, I was a little concerned that maybe the 4Runner wasn't going to be big enough, but it's a little Bronco II, so a 4Runner did awesome. It's phenomenal. Now that I finally got to use the winch on it, I've just been using the kinetic rope. Now that I get to use the winch, I need to take the fair lead, or at least the rollers off, and re-torque the bolts that hold the winch onto the ARB bumper. Since now I'm sure everything's shifted, really good idea to re-torque the bolts after you use it once or twice. So, Troll take it into the shop, needs a bath now. F350 needs a bath inside and out, but we got it taken care of, and he's at home, which is what's important. Always glad to see him get home, and I hate doing the recoveries. I mean, I like all recoveries, but I hate doing the ones that, that they had to sit somewhere in the middle of the night because they were stuck overnight and couldn't get cell service and all that crap. I've done a lot of those in the snow, and it's always pretty scary. People start running out of fuel. I've done quite a few of those where you get up there and you trailer a rig behind you, and then their rig ends up going on the trailer because they don't have any fuel left because it was running all night. So, always go with somebody. Make sure you try and stay in the cell phone reception if you don't have a CB radio, especially if you're by yourself. Even if you got half a tank, I would top everything off and air down. That's my pro tip for the night, is air down. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to recovery and just aired their tires down and driven the truck out. But that's why we run onboard air, and that's why we do what we do. See you guys in the next one.